Now, this is Dr. Sudarshan Ray, bringing to you the latest in the series of the psycho-educative videos which are meant for the common masses and which are actually aimed at raising awareness about mental health disorders in our society. Today we are going to talk about the second part of the digital cocaine series, that is the behavioral addiction. We know about substance addiction, the substance use disorders like addiction to alcohol, to cocaine, to nicotine, etc. And the other addiction we talked about is the behavioral addiction. Now, there has been a debate as regards overdiagnosis of behavioral addiction. We have to consider the difference between impulsivity, the difference between compulsivity, and a difference between addiction. So, when we are diagnosing addiction, we should actually exclude that whether it is more of an impulsive behavior or not, whether it is more of a compulsive behavior or not, or whether it is actually an addiction. Behavioral addiction, we'll come to that later. Now, behavioral addiction is addiction to the food, to gambling, namely the pathological gambling, the internet, namely internet gaming, shopping, work, addiction to love, addiction to sex. Now, addiction, what is addiction? Addiction is actually a chronic medical disease which involves a complex series of interaction between the brain circuits, the genetics, the environment, and the individual's life experiences. So, this is addiction. Now, once again repeating, it's a chronic medical disease which involves complex interactions between the brain circuits, genetics, the environment, and individual life experiences. So that is addiction. Now, people with addiction use substance or engage in behavior that become compulsive and continue despite harmful consequences. So, just consider these 2 points, that engagement in behavior that becomes compulsive and continue despite the individual knowing that it is having or has had or will be having harmful consequences. Okay? Now, the central core issue then is actually this compulsive behavior or the loss of control on the part of the individual. Compulsive behavior or the loss of control on the part of the individual. Now, there is a stigma attached to this term addiction. If you say people are addicted to alcohol, it is something perceived as bad. A person addicted to the internet, even that is perceived as bad. So, we should actually be very careful while using the term addiction. Okay? Now, as far as this impulsive behavior is concerned, if you consider the entire spectrum, and the spectrum on one side is the compulsive behavior, on the other side is the impulsive behavior. Now, impulsive behavior may include the antisocial personality disorder, the borderline personality disorder, there may be sexual components and otherwise. So, you see, these components are part of the impulsive behavior. And the person is actually more, addicted, or let's say more receptive to the short-term rewards. If a bigger reward is awaiting, maybe the person will be more inclined to accept the immediate gratification of that behavior. Now, that behavior may be antisocial or sexual or otherwise. So, this may give rise to various crimes because the immediate gratification that the person receives is what excites him more than the long-term implications or the long-term gratification, whatever it is. So the harmful effects in case of this impulsive behavior is mostly underestimated. Now, in case of compulsive behavior, which includes the obsessive compulsive disorder, the anxiety neurosis, the depression, etc. So this actually is something that the harm component is actually over exaggerated. The harm component is actually over exaggerated. Now, binge eating and compulsive buying also form under come under this compulsive behavior. Now, are they actually behavioral aberrations? I mean, are they actually disorders, or are they actually coping strategies? Are they actually coping strategies, to obtain relief from some unpleasant situation the person finds himself or herself in? So maybe using this compulsive behavior or this impulsive behavior, or what we call addiction, this internet gaming or anything, that actually may be a coping strategy. So there can be a debate on this, definitely. There has been various deliberations on whether there is an overdiagnosis. This is actually an overdiagnosis of, these disorders, this addiction disorder. I mean, we are labeling many things as addiction disorder. Okay, so they may not be addiction at all. Now, pathological gambling, the various research have thrown up the fact that pathological gambling has many similarities with substance use disorders like addiction to alcohol and drugs and etc. And so the DSM-5 or the ICD-4, the draft, the ICD-11, sorry, the draft actually mentions this pathological gambling disorder, or the gambling disorder plainly, just after the substance use disorders. Now, as far as the internet gaming disorders, addiction to this internet. Now, internet gaming disorders, you have to consider certain points before making a diagnosis, whether it's a disorder or not. I mean, it may be a willful choice. I mean, the person is actually making a willful choice and indulging in this internet gaming. Like they are professional gamers. I mean, they are professionals who actually get involved. So if professional gamers are there, and there's a monetary and other rewards, so we may not call it an addiction. Now, in case of addiction, what actually you should watch out for is that this prolonged intensive involvement. But then you have to consider whether this involvement is prolonged intensive involvement only, but is there any functional impairment? If there is no functional impairment, perhaps we are overdiagnosing once again addiction. Now, as I said earlier in this video, that whether there is this gaming is actually used as a coping strategy. I mean, people are stressed and all that, they indulge in this gaming to relax. I mean, so in that case, perhaps we may not call it a addiction. Now, what is actually addictive? What is the addictive component of this internet? Is it the internet speed? Is it the contents of the internet? Is it the socialization and rewarding involved with the internet? So, what are you addicted to? I mean, are you addicted to the speed, the high speed, the internet, and the components there? So components may be forbidden components or non-age appropriate components. You are addicted to that. The socialization, the rewards. I mean, for example, you reach a certain level and you earn 3 shields. They are all virtual shields, and then you reach the next level and then you earn 2 bronze shields, and then you earn one silver shield, and then you earn one gold shield. I mean, the rewards are immediate. The rewards are immediate, and that itself may be the addictive component present in the internet. But there is a curiosity involved. The curiosity is involved very much in internet gaming. I mean, there's a role playing. I mean, you are involved within the game. You are involved within the game. You are one of the players in the game. So, and that's why basically you are addicted to this role playing. Okay. Now you actually belong to. I mean, when you are internet gaming, you actually belong to that. The story. The story which is being played, the live story which is being played on the internet, and the sense of belonging is there also. So you may be addicted to this sense of belonging, then there may be an obligation, the obligation to actually continue. Okay. Now the gaming, those who formulate these games, I mean, they also use this, this psychological strategies, and the stamina style systems are involved. And microtransactions which are involved, certain things are there. I mean, Bitcoin, the rewards, etc. So microtransactions are involved. This microtransaction actually do reinforce this rewarding behavior and leads to addiction. Now, gaming may be due to fun. Gaming may be pathological, and gaming may be addictive, as I said. That fun, pathological, addictive. Now, the main differentiating points are actually the loss of control. The loss of control. Now, in fun, there is hardly any loss of control. In pathological gaming, there is loss of control. And in addiction, obviously, there is total loss of control and compulsive behavior. Okay. Now, as I said, that in addiction, as I said, that loss of control, then there's the all or none thing. I mean, if you win, you are gratified. If you are not, then you are depressed. You are depressed. And that is actually the functional impairment. Previously, I said that if there is no functional impairment, you perhaps cannot call it an addiction. But if there is a functional impairment, you can call it you can surely call it an addiction. And then what happens is that if you lose in internet gaming, then if you withdraw from the social activities, then that means there is a functional impairment. So if there is functional impairment, then we can call it an addiction. Okay. Now, in case of this behavioral addiction, comorbidity is the rule rather than the exception. So comorbidity is the rule rather than the exception, and as I said, that a lot of research is still has to be done, is actually going on, which and in most of the cases, the addiction, there's an overdiagnosis, as I said earlier, and in most of the cases, actually addictive behavior has been diagnosed based mostly on the clinical perception. I mean, there has to be laboratory perception. Then whether the addiction can be explained by other disorders, that has not been considered properly. Then as far as the social behavior is concerned, I mean, the social psychiatric part has to be there, taken into perspective to diagnose these addictive disorders. Now, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Hope I have been able to raise awareness to a certain extent. If you do like my video, this is the second video in the series of this digital cocaine. Further videos will follow explaining further. Then please do visit my YouTube channel and subscribe, like and comment. So till the next video comes on, it's bye from my end. Thank you.